What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Back in here with one more video. Guys, you're looking at the title, you're looking at the thumbnail. You already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Video for today is entitled Effort and Goals, Rules of Modern Dating and Understanding Women. This comes from the YouTube channel, which I've gone over in the past. It's complicated, all right? It's a play on that Facebook relationship status from back in the day. Actually, they might still have it here now. I don't know. I haven't been on Facebook in like a decade. Guys, this is going to be a very interesting conversation that's going to be conducted in an interview format. The total video is about 15 minutes in length. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get through it here today, but I have not seen this. So without further ado.
When getting a girl's phone number, how long is too long to wait and how soon is too soon to call?
I'd say just a couple hours after, probably. That's what I would like, if I was interested in them.
Okay. Why do some women give out and even offer up their phone numbers but then ghost you when you contact them?
Because they don't want to be mean and hurt their feelings.
But why would some women even offer their phone number?
Well, like, say if someone asked me for my phone number and I wasn't really into it, I would feel bad and still give it to them anyways, just to not be mean.
What?
And then when they started texting me, I would just kind of be short with them.
Oh, but that's even meaner if you if you give them the number just to let them off lightly and then you give them short responses. That's way worse.
But wouldn't that almost be more mean
I know.
to do?
Yeah.
It's like, which one is meaner? You know, like at first, I am not good with like confrontation. So like if someone asked me for my phone number, I really couldn't just say like no. So I would just give it to them because I would feel bad.
The attention.
Just real quick, also with the phone number thing, I will admit to this as well. Like, so I've gone out and got numbers from women and had no intentions on calling them the next day. You know, I like to think of it as my hunter warrior spirit being activated. You know what I'm saying? Just the thrill of the hunt. You understand? Like, I just want to see if I could. Like, MTR, do you still got it? Numbers acquired. MTR still does. Okay? Is what it is, though. In a fair world.
We love the attention. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I was literally just gonna say that. That's about being a woman.
Okay, but isn't that kind of mean though? Isn't that like
100%.
isn't that leading somebody on?
100%.
It is. It is.
It's the chase.
It's just woman.
Have you ever loved somebody more than you loved yourself?
Yes. All the time, every day.
Okay,
Nope.
do you think that's
A downfall.
is that a bad thing?
It's definitely a bad thing.
If it's a bad thing, why would you ever expect anyone to take risks for you? Isn't love supposed to be about sacrifice?
Wow.
Great question.
Very good point. Absolutely very good point. You've actually deterred my first answer.
Got him.
Because I will change it. I'll go back and I'll say that it's definitely worth it, and I lost track of my thought.
Yeah,
When
that
it-
was such a good question, and she probably went through a whole bunch of relationships in her mind. The problem is that, you know, that we were all there at some particular junction in our lives, or we have gotten there, but we have learned from our mistakes, and that's why it makes it so hard and so difficult, especially for dudes that identify in the red pill space, to ever go back to the life that they had before, because their eyes are open to that people can absolutely corrupt if you give them that amount of power and you make yourself that vulnerable. You know, that's the problem with it. Anyway, let's keep going. This is very interesting.
When it comes to dating and relationships, who is typically seen as the prize, the man or the woman?
The
Woman.
If men typically have to have looks, money, and status in order to attract lots of beautiful women, how is the man not considered the prize?
Should be. Oh,
For the same reason of the term trophy wife. It makes the man look more distinguished if they have a beautiful ass woman right next to them. And men, when they use that, the money and the gifts and all that, they just end up looking like scumbags
what?
if they don't have the right personality.
Okay, that was complete and utter pretzel logic. But I understand what she's saying is that, you know, there's dudes that get more respect if they walk into the establishment as a baddie on their hip. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, you know, a 3 on their hip. Yeah, absolutely. shit, there's dudes who probably use bad women in order to help secure business deals, you know, at the end of the day. But it seems like she was trying to equate women to being a prize, to, you know, that a woman is a trophy, right? So being a trophy is inherently a prize. And that to me is just pretzel logic. But then at the end, she tried to twist it up as to say men are scummy in some way that I didn't even understand what she was trying to say, but she flipped it and then tried to make men appear to be the bad guy, you know, which is hilarious. But let's continue.
They end up looking either like pimps or high school douchebags.
Why do women often choose to make lists of what they want in a relationship rather than what they bring to the table?
Because they're demanding and they think that they're the shit when
We are.
we are.
We're
But
empowered.
we are.
We're the ones that get
It's
to
a two-way
act.
street.
No. I think the guys should be the ones showing what they bring to the table. The women should be demanding what they want in a relationship. Does that make sense?
Well, what does a woman bring to the table?
Everything. She's a woman.
Everything.
She's the other half.
Which of the following do you think is worse, being led on or being cheated on?
Oh, being cheated on.
Why do you think so?
That's just terrible. That would hurt my feelings really bad.
Okay. Have you ever led a guy on because you enjoyed the attention you received?
Yeah.
Okay. I ask guys also, have you ever lied to a woman in order to get with her? And a lot of guys do also.
Oh, yeah.
So both people will lead each other on. Do you think that people have the right? Do you think that people who lead others on have the right to complain if they get cheated on?
No.
Why is that?
Because that's not fair. That's like hypocritical. You can't lead someone on and then expect for things to go good for you. Like
Okay. And lastly, who do you think is more likely to forgive cheaters, men or women?
women.
Why?
Because they, I don't know.
Can I tell you what the reason is? You can tell me if we agree or not. Because when women cheat, they typically cheat with feelings. Guys cheat, they just want physical.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. It's definitely women.
It's our hearts. I mean, we're just forgiving creatures, you know?
Do you think,
I agree.
Would you agree it's typically because when men cheat, they typically just want sex, women cheat with feelings?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you think that beautiful women are more privileged or disadvantaged by their looks?
Yeah, they're privileged.
Privileged, okay. Why do you think there's so much talk about things like male privilege, white privilege, but we don't talk about beauty privilege?
Great
There
question.
should be, actually. I mean, it definitely is a thing, and it's just as relevant, honestly.
What does it mean to be
Great question. That's why I love this channel. Great question. Okay. That beauty privilege, no one wants to talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? If I was to think about any leg up, right? Especially like, I would say like men generally, right? Like if you would think about what is the exponential effect of being an attractive person, men, there's this much of a limit, right? So, you know, whether or not you're an average looking man, which is like right here, or, you know, above average looking man, or just ugly, like the degree of privilege that you get is about this big. But for women, oh, the scale is massive. Like the amount of extra privilege that you get into the society if you're above average in attractiveness as a woman, and the privilege, oh man, it's so ridiculous shit. I mean, there's whole industries that are formed off of being genetically superior. Right, you get out of tickets, the mechanic don't try to poop on you as much, you know what I'm saying? You get all types of free gifts, sympathy. Shit, I just did a video not too long ago of a young lady who's selling her bath water. Bath water because of what she looks like. It's incredible. Let's get back in.
out of somebody's league?
That could.
Wait, hold up. I missed the question.
What does it mean to be out of somebody's league?
That could, most of the time, that definitely means physically. So on a physical level, it means that I would never date that person because they're out of my league.
Okay.
Physically.
Do you believe that less attractive people tend to have more meaningful relationships?
Yes. I don't know if that's an awful thing to say, but I definitely think yes.
Do you believe that beauty is in the eye of the beholder?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you believe that less attractive people tend to have more meaningful relationships?
Maybe. That could be true.
So if you want to have more meaningful relationships, why would you want to be attractive?
God made me like this. I can't help it.
When it's less about attraction and more about
Personality
and like the way you like connect with the person, that's when it becomes more of a connection. if it's just physical, then it's easy to be, lustful. It's easy to be attracted to them for different things.
Okay, so then if you want to have more meaningful relationships, why would you want to be attractive?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I think the biggest reason why I want to feel attractive is, I know the answer is because it's for ourselves.
Okay.
But
I was just gonna say.
But it's also because I feel good. When you just feel good.
Confidence.
It's just confidence. When it brings up your confidence, it makes you want to go after that person you want to go after.
Everyone just wants to be attractive. That's just a natural thing.
Okay. When you like a guy, do you make any effort to impress him, or do you just show up?
Yeah, everyone makes an effort to impress someone they like.
So what kind of effort do you make? What do you do?
I mean, obviously, if I like someone and I know I'm going to be seeing them, then I'll put my makeup on, do my hair better than normal, than just an average day.
But isn't the man also expected to look and act his best?
Yeah.
So why do so many women think that looking your best is going above and beyond when it's actually just the bare minimum?
Yeah, that's a good question, honestly.
Hair,
nails,
clothes,
outfits,
shoes.
Okay, but isn't the man...
It's such a good question, okay? Because we talk about all day, you know what I'm saying? What is it that is brought to the table? You know what I'm saying? Or you hear some women talk about, why it makes more sense for men to pay on the first date. It's because my hair is my nails, all these things I had to do in order to get ready. How much does it cost for the average dude to get? Yeah, but you do the same things when you go out to the club on a Friday or Saturday night. The exact same things. You pay for yourself, right? Unless you find a simp at the club to be able to pay for you. You understand? And I love that question too, because outside of normalizing them looking their best and then us looking their best, which at the same time being realistic about it, there is a lot of other things that they are doing that I would never want to do ever. You understand me? But at the same time, I love that it normalizes it, because outside of the beauty, well, what else is there? What else do you bring? All right, let's move on.
And also expected to look his best?
Yes.
So then isn't he matching you in terms of...
He should, or I'm not going to want him.
I think that he should try just as much as we do.
Okay, why do so many women think looking your best is going above and beyond when it's really just the bare minimum?
The thing is, it's not the bare minimum. Because if it was the bare minimum, I would be walking out, I would just be getting dressed. I wouldn't wash my face.
He's right.
Well, no, not that,
He's
but
right.
I'm talking...
He's right.
Can you explain what you're talking about?
No. Wait, what do you mean by he's right?
She's going against the sisterhood. All right. This that you see right here, she's smiling at her, but she wants to claw her eyes out. She knows it too. That's why she's taking that backwards defensive stance. Let's keep going.
I don't know. Guys are just kind of
Well, the
how
guys
girls go all out, but guys are just.
That's not what he was saying, though.
Cut her off so she doesn't give away.
Wait, what were you saying?
Look at that.
When you like a guy, do you make any effort to impress him, or do you just show up?
Just depends on the guy and how much I like him.
Okay. Well, if you really like a guy, what kind of effort do you make to impress him?
I pretty much try not to be obnoxious or loud. Probably respectful.
Okay. But isn't the man also kind of expected to be respectful and not obnoxious and not loud?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that really making an effort to impress somebody, or is that just kind of what's
normal,
just expected?
That's definitely making a.
Like that's going above and beyond, or is that kind of just the basic expectation of what you should expect from somebody when you go out with them?
The basic expectation.
Okay, so what would be going above and beyond then?
Going above and beyond would. Ooh, I don't think I've ever done that.
Which is so crazy, because if you ask a dude, what does he do to go above and beyond in order to impress a woman, right? To do something to get her to like him. Dudes can just start rattling all of the extra things that we do in order to make sure that she feels appreciated, celebrated. You know what I'm saying? That she don't have to come out of pocket for whatever the shit is at this coffee date residence that I will go to from time to time. Like, dudes can start to rattle these things off. But I think that it highlights something very interesting when you see women unable to do the exact same.
We're spending just as much, but we're spending that so that you can get the same experience that we are. We're getting the experience that you pay for our drinks, you pay for our food, but you're getting the experience that, like, we paid for our nails, we paid for our hair, we paid for our outfit so that you can look good with us.
But don't women...
Oh my God. This is the delusion. This is the delusion. You're seeing it unravel right here today on this channel. On this channel. Let's see what he follows up with.
Also dress for themselves?
We do, but that's where you but that's where you get it up. Because
we're not dressing for you.
Because
we're dressing because we look
that's
good.
the confusion. Like
Not for
we
boys.
do dress up to look good for other people, but at the same time, like it's not like the priority. Like I dress up so that I can like feel good. And like I look good, I feel good.
Okay, this is my
Sounds like modern men getting a bad deal.
way of showing effort. Like I won't talk to anyone but I will talk to everyone but him. Like I'll make it seem like I'm super social. Well, I am.
It's very like reverse psychology.
Yes,
you speak to
yes.
everyone but him.
That's our way of
You
showing
pretend like you're not looking good dressing up for him when you are.
Yeah, dressing up.
Pretend like you like the same things to an extent, you know?
Yeah.
Make yourself look cool.
Exactly.
Why do you think women would rather send subtle hints than be direct?
Because direct is scary to some people.
Women are scared of rejection. That's why.
Okay, now if
Yeah, it's also, that's a feminine thing, is to be indirect. Men are more direct. We're more assertive. Being a component of being feminine is being more indirect or covert in the way that you handle situations and people.
if a woman chooses to be direct and shoot her shot, do you think she is more or less likely to be rejected than if a man approaches a woman?
Oh, I think that people want women to be direct, and a guy would find that so attractive and not reject them just for that simple fact, but it's too scary for, like, in a girl's perspective, it's too scary to take the first move.
Unless you have the confidence.
Unless you're sure or you have the confidence.
So what advice would you give to men who fear rejection?
I say just go for it. Like don't fear rejection.
Well, then why don't women just follow that same advice?
That's very
Because
true.
again, like we said, because of that stereotype where the guy is supposed to make the first move, the guy's supposed to ask. I don't believe in that. I would like to consider myself one of those girls where you're pretty direct, you know. Like
Well, you're both very attractive women, so I mean,
Thank
like I
you.
said, have either of you guys ever been rejected?
Definitely.
yeah, yes,
How did you
for
react?
I mean, like, okay, this.
For me, I feel like for women, it's more of like not a straightforward rejection. You know, it's not like I went up to the guy, I'm like, "Hi, I like you. Do you want to go out?" And he was like, "No." It's more of hints and
You can tell. We can
yeah,
tell.
you can tell. Like me making it obvious that I like that guy, and him making it obvious.
You want to know the real truth? How we react to it?
We cry.
We sit in our bed for weeks and wonder why we're so fucking ugly.
I've talked to a lot of women.
Shout out to the sense of humor, but like, you know, I don't want women just coming up to me, but my thing is like with your covert feminine communication, make it abundantly clear where the choosing signals. Don't make it difficult. All right, don't make it difficult. All right, just let me know. Give me that eye contact. It's 2 seconds. 1, 2. Oh, that was a choosing signal. 2 seconds. It's not a normal glance. That is a choose. That is a choose.
Women who say they want to be treated like a queen. What would you think if guys went around saying they wanted to be treated like a king?
That would be kind of weird, I think. But it shouldn't be
Questions are
weird
so
because
good.
that wouldn't be fair. Because I hear women say that they want to be treated like a queen all the time.
Facts.
So
I'm just curious though, like what makes you think that it could be weird?
I don't. If I heard a guy say, "Oh, I want to be treated like a king," like I would be kind of weirded out. I don't know. I don't know.
Feminism has won. That's essentially what she's saying. It has won. It has won. That's what she's saying.
I think that's gross. Because honestly, in a relationship, like, it should be mutual. Okay, I wouldn't go around saying I need to be treated like a queen. So, like, of course it should be expected. Like, I should be treated like a queen.
Like, I feel like if I would say I need to be treated as a queen, it's between me and myself. Like, I have standards and I don't want someone to treat me like a piece of shit, you know? But same goes for the guy. If he treats me like a queen, I'm going to treat him like a king, you know?
But don't, like, say it to people.
Mutual.
It's gross.
Why do so many women admit to being complicated, emotional, even crazy, and think that is acceptable behavior?
Wear it like a badge of honor. I want to hear her answer.
Because they are. I mean, everybody is. If you think about it, everybody acts like they can be simple, but everybody's complex because everybody's different and everybody feels differently.
That's a response. If I heard that on a first date, waiter, check please. Because she's telling you a story about herself.
How likely are women willing to accept men for just the way they are?
Not very likely.
So then why should men accept women for just the way they are?
They shouldn't.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh.
When it comes to dating, Why do people prefer to focus on the rare exceptions rather than the general truth?
Great questions.
People are afraid of the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear a happy lie. So they find anything possible that is considered rare to hide what actually is going on.
The rare exception. Russell Wilson, Sierra, the honest truth. Cat Shepherd, because of decisions that you've made in your past.
They don't want the truth.
Why do you think so many people prefer to talk about the way things ought to be rather than the way things really are?
Because it's hard to change. Because if they say the way that things are and they say it, then they're gonna have to change. If they want, say, oh, you know, I really should work out, I really want to lose that weight, then they're saying that out loud. If they say, well, in actuality, what things are right now, I am overweight and, you know, whatever, all this stuff, then now they have to do something to change it. And I think that most of us, we shy away from change. We don't want to change. It's hard. Change is hard.
And related to that, what is the difference between having goals and being delusional?
I am a firm believer that your dreams should scare you. I think that there is nothing wrong if anyone tells you you are dreaming too big. Don't ever listen to them. I think that anything is honestly really possible for people if they put their mind to it in a certain way, in certain things. And I kind of forgot the question because I kind of...
Goals is something that you work for. You pin it on a board and you work for it. I want to...
Facts.
I want to be signed somewhere and be the face of something and show exactly what a celebrity or famous person should really be. Delusional is pretending that you are. I'm not walking around the streets here like asking for autographs or do you not know that I was here and here and here? Like, no one knows that. I have to work for that. That's delusional.
I think a lot of people are so like caught up in like their future and like what they need to be doing to get this in the future, whatever. Like so many people like are in denial of like the moment, whether it's good or bad.
Plan, like to think about what you want in the future rather than to like focus on what's happening right now and dealing with what's happening right now, if you know what I mean.
What's the difference between having goals and being delusional?
Well, your goals have to be realistic to your like needs and, you know, timelines and what you're capable and not capable of doing, but obviously with a little like dream in it.
You have to be willing to work for your goals. Like you can't just say like I'm gonna be a millionaire and then sit on your ass all day. That's delusional.
All right, let me pause the video right there because my video is starting to get a little bit over time. There's a little bit left in that video. Guys, go check it out, as well as the other content that's on the channel. I'll leave a link to it down in the description box down below. There was so many things that was going on that from a question perspective, from an interview perspective that happened. It'll take me too long to try to recap it all. But that last question, the goals versus delusion, I think is a very important way to try to cap off a conversation like that, because a lot of the young ladies that were being interviewed had particular goals within their life, but I think what the interviewer was doing was to highlight components of their thinking which allow for delusion to transpire, or maybe the unequivocal or inequalities is probably a better word that happen between men and women. And, you know, I think like at the end of the day, I don't think that the inequalities will ever even out, or at least probably not in my lifetime, but I think that it's key that there's content like this as well as content in this space, so at least women can start to understand how and why the inequalities exist, which I think is a major benefit of having a male-oriented space over here on this portion of YouTube. Like I tell you guys before, the content on this channel is made and augmented for men's eyes, but you know, we are accommodating for women as well, because there is a benefit of them understanding our perspectives to bring them out of the delusions of grandeur that they currently exist in due to the media influences throughout their life that have tried to pander to them to sell a product. Fantastic conversation, fantastic video. Again, link down in the description box down below. Go and check it out. questions, comments, concerns, y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, feel free to hit me up. Also, I got an Instagram. Link down in the description box down below. Last but not least, maybe not last but not least, I got a Patreon. Feel free to go click on the link down below and to check me out. Okay, last but not least, guys, I got a new channel as well. I haven't uploaded any content to it yet. It's like my backup channel / secondary channel. Okay, I'll leave a link to it down in the description box down below. Go up there, click on the subscribe button, hit on the alert button. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to upload some content to it, but, you know, just in case, especially something ever happens to this channel, that channel is a portion of my insurance policy, okay? Until next time, YouTube.